something I also wanted to talk to you about. I don't know if you want to go into it, but obviously, there was the article that your dad put out.
Oh yes.
And it's I haven't talked about it, but like at least like the first 5 episodes, it's just naturally come up with like other comics, just because
Yeah.
it's like though people don't know, like your dad is James Altucher. He wrote the New York is Dead article that like Jerry Seinfeld responded to. What was it like? What was it just like? Uh, I mean, it was crazy just knowing him and like
Yeah.
was like actually being like in a house with him and like
Um, yes. So it was just interesting to see because I honestly like he posted the article. He posts a lot of articles though. You
yeah,
know, he never really, but just the sheer amount of traction this one got was wild. Like I was seeing people replying to this article, and I was like, "What article is this?" Only to realize like, "Oh, these people are trashing my father." Like, oh my
well,
god.
also, it's not that it was like an article he wrote up in the New York Times. It was on his LinkedIn
Yeah,
and
a
it blew
LinkedIn.
up. I don't know if anything anyone's written on LinkedIn has blown up like that before.
Like what? What? And so, um, but then I read the and like I read the article though,
Mhm.
because a lot of people I think they saw the article. It is a scary article, you know,
Yeah,
it is, but it's not like if you really read it and like if
yeah,
you see where he's coming, he's not trying to be like I'm sentencing New York to its death. Like
yeah,
no, like he's saying like New York needs help, which I do think it does. I think a
yeah,
lot of us think it does. It's been hard,
yeah,
but he wants it to get help. He doesn't want it to die.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so and like we all are hoping, we're all here hoping and fighting, and he just is was bringing to light what needs to happen or what has happened, and it was
yeah,
a powerful moving article with a very, and if you look at his, he always does those visceral titles, so the
yeah,
visceral title New York is Dead, I could see how that would immediately in the mind of a reader, they're like, oh my god, they're on the defense, you know, but
yeah.
that's not what was necessary.
Yeah, and people don't like read past that. Like they'll probably read the headline and then skim like the first few paragraphs, but it's
Yeah,
like there's a lot to it and it's just like I bet
exactly.
a lot of people didn't. I bet most people did not read most of it.
Truly, truly. And so I'm like scrolling through Facebook and I'm like, whoa, this is so weird. Because then people kind of forget who that he is my dad. And so I'm
Yeah.
seeing people like, we got that New York grit. New York isn't dead. Like, F you. And I'm like, whoa, this is wild. And I don't like, obviously it's dad, but also like, whoa. Like, it's
Yeah.
also just kind of like, oh, not to say all publicity is good publicity, but also I was like, whoa, this is a lot of publicity for a LinkedIn article. Go dad, even though like it
Yeah.
was also, oh wait, no, they're not saying the nicest things. But there were people, plenty of people saying very nice things and very like, wow, this is an important, impactful article. Thank you for sharing. Cause yes, you know.
Yeah.
And then Jerry had a lot to say.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to add next. So what was your reaction when you heard Jerry? And like, what's the first thing you talked to your dad about? And you're like, dude, did you hear what Jerry said?
So my dad pulled it up and he was just like, because I that was actually the day. So we visited my dad in Florida,
Yeah.
and then we were coming back, and the day we were supposed to come back, he like came downstairs and he was all like, Seinfeld just bashed me in the time, and I was like, what? He's like, Jerry Seinfeld wrote a whole article against, like he was so sad. I was like, oh father, no. And I just kind of was like, well, you see, this is a little bad. I was like, well, you see, at least you inspired him to write something new, to write new
Yeah.
work, because
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in some time. Seeing your
Yeah.
inspiration, father.
Yeah.
But that was the first thing I said. So sorry, Jerry.
Yeah.
Also, not too sorry, Jared.
Yeah.
Jer.
Jerry's a viewer of this podcast, so he'll definitely see this.
Oh wow. Mm,
No, no one's watching, but it's fine.